It's the crossover season where winter sports are in their championship seasons and spring sports are just beginning. Welcome everyone to Terrier Talk. I'm Brian Maurer. One wrinkle this year was announced back on February 5th when the Patriot League unveiled the fall 2020 seasons that had been postponed due to coronavirus would now be rescheduled starting this month. That includes Boston University field hockey, who will begin a 6-game league-only schedule. And to preview her senior season, welcome forward Miya Denison. Miya, what was the reaction from the team and the coaches when that plan was announced last month that you would have a season to play this year?
I mean, obviously, we were super excited to hear that we'd have a few games. Obviously, it's been a crazy few months, not being able to play with everybody at practice, having to do smaller numbers, and then moving into like finally the next phase of having our whole team being able to play. It's just really excited to be able to play for something, playing for a few games this year. We were definitely very excited to hear it.
The 2019 season ended November 2nd, which will then mark 484 days between games if you are keeping count. What has practice and those individual and smaller workouts been like in extended preparation?
It's definitely been different. I mean, playing a team sport, I feel like it's one of the best experiences when playing a team sport is being able to work out and run and practice with a bunch of different people next to you. Obviously, COVID has changed that, made it so we'd have to do smaller groups and, over winter break and all that stuff, we're completely alone working out. So it's definitely a different change. But there have been some silver linings, obviously working out with smaller groups makes more individualized practices and being able to work on techniques that maybe you wouldn't be able to otherwise. So there's definitely the silver linings, but we're definitely thankful to be able to practice all together as a team now and be able to play with all of us on the field at once. So
Miya Denison is here on Terrier Talk, and you're now a senior. So I want to ask about, you mentioned that these were individual workouts, and team camaraderie is such a big thing to discuss, especially at the collegiate level. How did you maintain that with your teammates, and how did the coaches kind of maintain that similar camaraderie even through individual workouts and such?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have Zoom to thank for a lot of it. A lot of, social media and stuff and technology has made it a lot easier, I think. I know for a bunch of us, like we've been doing workouts, sometimes we would do them over Zoom just so we could have some face-to-face interaction, especially when gyms were closed and we were doing workouts at home. We would just, find a time that all of us were able to do a 30-minute workout and try to get it done. Just having the screen facing us, it was just a great way to like sort of keep in touch and keep each other accountable. And our coaches definitely supported that. And we had our group messages going, staying competitive over that and stuff, which was definitely helpful. So technology was definitely a thank.
Well, I wanted to look back at your career, which includes 2 Patriot League championships, your freshman and sophomore seasons, scored a goal in the NCAA tournament against Fairfield. And now, as I mentioned, you're a senior. You've been named to the Patriot League field hockey preseason all-league team. First, congratulations. And secondly, what does that honor mean to you, and how much more motivation does that give you to start this season?
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Yeah, it's definitely an honor. It's very exciting, to be recognized to that. And it definitely motivates me for the season because I feel like now I really have something to prove, and it puts a little bit of fire under my belt to really give it my all in this final stretch and try to score as many goals as possible this season.
And of course, be able to bookend your career with another Patriot League championship.
Of course, yeah, bring that title back to Boston.
Well, lastly, I wanted to ask, your head coach, Sally Starr, will celebrate her 40th season at the helm of the BU program. How would you describe the culture that she's created and really continues to maintain over 4 decades?
Oh my gosh, yeah, Sally has just created such an amazing culture for the Bufa family and BU as a whole. I mean, she focuses a lot on obviously being competitive with one another, but also bringing like joy into each practice. That's one of our team mantras is joyfulness. And I feel like it's that balance of being super competitive, but also like loving each other and using each other to support each other, through the wins and losses, and the day-to-day basis. And I feel like that's definitely a culture that she set for us since I've been at BU, and probably years and years before that also.
The fall season will get played starting here in the month of March. That means New Balance Field will be occupied by Miya Denison and the joyful BU field hockey team. Until next time, I'm Brian Maurer. Let's talk again.